ドジャースの山本由伸は日本時間14日のホワイトソックス戦に先発し、8回1月3を109球1安打1失点に抑える快投で7勝目を挙げました。山本は8回西まで1人の走者も許さない圧巻の投球を披露。史上25人目、日本投手では初となる完全試合達成への期待が高まりましたが、味方の失策で記録達成とはなりませんでした。さらに9回には先頭打者にソロ本塁打を浴び、ノーヒットノーランも逃しました。それでも敵地で歴史的な快投を見せ、強烈な存在感を放ちました。また大谷翔平も1番指名打者でフル出場し、14号本塁打を放つなど4出塁を記録しました。試合後には両軍の関係者から山本と大谷を称える声が数多く上がっています。これらの模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
Jerry, the theme of the day, I guess, is turn the page off that one last night and tie the series up.
Absolutely, John. You know what? I had a hard time sleeping last night.
Did you?
I did, John, because I understand that today is a must-win. You have to get this game. You got Yamamoto on the mound. You got the big show back in the lineup as well. Must-win today.
Yeah, really, you have to turn the page. You can't be thinking about it. You can't be dwelling on it. But you also have to recognize, the White Sox are a really good team. They've been showing that. Obviously, they're tops in their division right now. Go out there, play your game, especially with your ace on the mound.
Obviously, the biggest question ahead of today's game was show or no show. The answer is Shohei Ohtani back in the Dodgers starting lineup. Came out of Thursday's game in Pittsburgh with knee inflammation and then sat out last night's series opener in Chicago. The scans on his knee showed no structural damage, just a little bit of swelling. And the good news came down this morning that it will be showtime today in Chicago. And Dave Roberts had said that he was optimistic after last night's game that Shohei would be able to play today. That optimism has turned into reality on this beautiful day in Chicago. Kirsten Watson is with the Dodgers, and she joins us live with more on Shohei. Hi, Kirsten.
Hi, John. Well, yes, the good news today is that Shohei Ohtani is back in the lineup. It did take a little bit of time for the lineup to come out this afternoon, as once he got here at about 11 a.m., 11:15, they wanted him to go through just some more testing to see how that knee is feeling, talk to the training staff. Dave Roberts this afternoon, he shared with us just what went into the decision to have him back in the lineup today.
I think Shohei drove it. Training staff drove it. We took him out of the game the other night just for precautionary. Yesterday, treated it up. Today, he feels great. All the confidence that he can go out there and hit, feel good, not regress at all. I think he's going to go out there and play catch today just to see how it feels when he's playing catch. But as far as on the hitting side, we feel really good about it.
So ultimately, you feel like he's kind of a full go moving forward, or are there still some check marks you want to see maybe on the pitching side?
You know what? I think we're full go, but I do think that once he's out there playing catch, see how his knee responds to, the pressure, the torque, or whatever, I think will be some good information.
Are you going to have extra governor running the bases or anything like that?
Absolutely. There will be no base stealing.
So the swelling in his knee is just like it's gone now?
Yes, swelling's gone.
Has he hit in the cage to test it?
He has. He's hit, moved around, swelling down, so feels good.
All of this today?
All of this today.
So since speaking with Dave Roberts, Shohei Ohtani actually did come out onto the field here. He was playing catch in the outfield, stretched out pretty far. At first was moving a little bit gingerly as he was landing on that left knee, but quickly kind of got back into his routine, ramped it up a little bit. Then after that, came over here to do about 2 sprints just on the base path. So he is feeling really good. He had a smile on his face afterwards. That's typically very telling for these guys. But like Dave Roberts said, as much as he is a full go, there will be no base stealing. There will be none of that today. They still want him to kind of ease into things. And it does seem like he's still online for the start on Wednesday when the team gets back to Los Angeles. We'll follow up with Dave Roberts to get the final answer on that after the game, guys.
All sounds like great news today, Kirsten. Thank you very much.
Obviously, Shohei Ohtani back in there, and I love how manager Dave Roberts said no stealing of the bases. Very smart. Stay. Hey, hit a couple home runs. That way you can jog around.
Well, and Shohei was on the first-team bus to the ballpark this morning to go through his pregame routine, and all was good with his knee, Nomar. Obviously, what a difference having Shohei's bat back in the lineup today.
Yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, your lineup, any lineup in the big leagues is better with Shohei Ohtani in their lineup. So we know that as fans watching it, but everybody knows that throughout baseball. You know, is there concern? Obviously, it's a good sign that he's in there. You know, my concern was Dave Roberts saying that Shohei drove it rather than I want Dave Roberts driving it, because, you know, every player wants to be out there every single day. Even if they'll tell you they feel 100%, it's never 100%. Are you kidding? But you know that as a player. To me, what's really going to be telling, and I'm concerned about, is tomorrow. The question is going to be tomorrow. You play today, great. It's always obviously great to see him out there. But how did the knee react the next day? Yeah. So if there's still no swelling, and trainers will know that, if there's no swelling, it reacts, they have another day game, then that is a real positive sign. And then I feel a lot better. But obviously went through his work. It's good to see him go out there, play some catch, and excited to see him in the lineup.
Yeah, and I'm glad that he did get there early to do his work right there. You see him throwing. He doesn't seem like he's favoring it at all. So, you know, obviously...
That was just a bad throw. He's not complaining. Yeah, he's not. That wasn't the knee hurting. That was just a bad throw.
He's so dramatic.
Yeah.
But it's good. No, it's a great thing that Shohei Ohtani, and he understands, and Nomar, you're exactly right. Guys like Shohei Ohtani, they want to be in there. So sometimes they will say, yeah, I'm a full go, and they're not clearly 100%. But the eye test as well. So Dave Roberts is going to be watching him. That first inning, that third at-bat, second at-bat, wherever. He's going to be watching how he's getting out of the batter's box and how he's moving.
So you have no stealing. Dave Roberts like, we're no stealing. You know, you send that to the other team, and they're like, hopefully no pickoffs. But also, you know, Dino Ebos has to be aware of this. He understands it's going to be station to station. He's going to be watching the ball. He's going to make sure that if he's on the bases, that he's able to score easy. There's nothing at the plate, nothing that he has to sprint or have anything at home.
Well, on May 12th, Yoshinobu Yamamoto was 3-3 with an ERA approaching 4, but since then he's looked much more like the World Series MVP. He's won 3 of his last 4 games, averaging nearly 7 innings per start, ERA under 1, 0.77 whip, 25 strikeouts, only 5 walks, and after allowing 8 homers over his first 8 starts, only 1 big fly in his last 4. Yamamoto looking a lot like the pitcher who finished 3rd in last year's NL Cy Young voting. Nomar, have you noticed anything different, any kind of changes from Yoshi compared to the early part of the season?
Yeah, I really think just the execution is better. The fastball command is better. What got him in trouble early in the season was, yeah, he has control. He always has control, but the control of that fastball has been over the middle of the plate. He's really great at living on the edges, especially with that fastball, and it really just sets up his breaking ball and all his other pitches. We know about the devastating split finger that he has as well. So that has been really the key. I think even some of his breaking balls are staying now more on the edges compared to maybe falling over the middle of the plate. And that's where guys have been doing damage. He was early on been really more susceptible to the long ball. Why? Because the balls were over the middle of the plate, and these guys were capitalizing on that. I think the other thing, too, that I've seen, I think he's also made it a point to at that very first inning. I think he was kind of early on just kind of, and we see this with a lot of great pitchers, there's no question, so he's not the only one. To great pitchers like Yamamoto, you often say get them early, because once they start settling in, it's going to be a long road for you as a hitter when you're facing them. So I think they were taking advantage of it, and I think he recognized that and says, listen, I have to be better in that first. I have to make a point to really go out there, shut them down in that very first inning, and not worry about just settle in and go out there and then pitch his game.
Yeah, you know, the execution is definitely better, but you got to also realize, and we know this, Yamamoto was unbelievable last year in the second half of the postseason, and we all know about the World Series. He had a quick turnaround. This short offseason, he had to go out there and pitch in the WBC for Team Japan, so it's no surprise to really anybody that he got off to a little bit of a slow start. The biggest thing is making sure, and he understands this, and Nomar touched on it, execution. When he's executing, he is as good as anybody, and that's been the biggest difference.
And we've started to see that execution from Yoshinobu Yamamoto the last month or so. It was last year when Yamamoto allowed just 1 run over 7 innings in beating the Chicago White Sox here in L.A., but today he's going to be pitching pitching at Rate Field in Chicago for the first time in his career.
There's something that's a theme about this team. Someone also with that is Yoshinobu Yamamoto. With him being the starter today, how does he set the tone, and how can he be the stopper coming off of a tough loss last night?
I mean, anytime he's on the mound, you feel like you're going to win the game, and it's just it's a good vibe that gets put out there, and it's it's fun to play defense behind him. It's fun to get runs for him. You just know he's going to go out there, compete, give you 6-7 innings every single time he's out there, and he's going to fill up the zone. You're going to be involved, and it's easy to play when he's on the mound, and that's always a good thing you want from your starter.
And welcomes the 4-time MVP to the batter's box. Dave Roberts telling Kirsten Watson for the game that it's a full go for Shohei, but one stipulation: no stealing bases. Ohtani was 4 for 11 in Pittsburgh, 3 extra base hits, a couple of home runs, had 1 taken away. He's gone deep in back-to-back games. And a leadoff laser on the south side. So he adds to this highlight reel of leadoff home runs in Chicago. Back-to-back games last year, or 2 years ago rather, and then his first action here in 2026.
I mean, did we expect anything different? Did we really?
14 home runs on the season, and 5 of them to start the ball game.
I mean, I'm not sure really that's the pitch you want to throw him, though, either. I mean, that was a fastball right down the middle part of the plate.
So you're saying that's not an advisable thing to do to that?
I mean, that's not an advisable thing to do to a big league hitter, period. And I think he hit his spot, too. I think he was trying to go there. Wow. Are we going to show this pitch again?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. And it's 94. Like, I get it if it's 99 up at the top of the zone.
And he misses ball 1 here to Ohtani. Everyone's got their phones out when you have the unicorn in the starting lineup. Missed the game last night with inflammation in his left knee. And Ohtani unloads. Back it goes to right. And you can see why he is one of the best players in the world. An early 1-0 lead for the Dodgers as Ohtani makes an impact his first game back.
14th home run of the year. He's now driven in 41. I liked it better last night when he didn't play. So we'll take a look at a no-doubter. Second pitch of the ball game, our Lexus Experience Amazing home run replay. And he got a fastball. It's on the inner third. And I think Sean didn't get it up there high enough. He's such a devastating player. Then factor in that he goes to the mound and nobody hits him. And he goes to the batter's box and he hits everybody. That's a good combination. Let's take one more look. You make a mistake with him and he is as dangerous as anybody in the major leagues.
I mean, you can just tell everybody's reaction in the ballpark. You're just in amazement when you see a player of that caliber being able to do the things that he can do.
Leadoff home run. Again, it's so tough to have to pitch against him as the first hitter. There's no, hey, I'm going to throw a few pitches, get into the flow of this game. You've got to be ready to go from the jump. And if not, it could be 1-0 real quick.
He made it 1-0 after his 23rd leadoff home run. He has gone deep in 3 straight games this year, and he's led off the game 3 straight games here in Chicago with a home run. Now 5 leadoff home runs away from matching Davey Lowe's. Mookie Betts at the top with 32 in franchise history.
Now you have to worry about Ohtani again. And when he first came up with the Angels, you could throw the ball up and in and he would swing through all of them. But then as he got older, he started to close that hole. And now if you make a mistake in there, you got a problem.
How would you pitch to Ohtani? What would be the way you would go after him?
My strength to him would be up and in with a cutter. If he showed me that he could hit my strength, then I would have to go to his weakness, and I'm not sure he has too many of those.
The home run he hit today was the 5th home run that he hit in the first inning to lead off, the 29th of his career. And you look at the distance, 409 feet.
But the exit velocity at almost 110 miles an hour was one of the big stories about that one.
Coming into play today, last 15 games, Ohtani hitting .407 with 5 home runs and 12 runs batted in. Breaking ball misses. The second walk that Burke has given up here in this second inning. Let's go to Brooke.
Well, guys, what's great about Friday Night All Access is I had a chance to talk to Sean last night. I said, how do you prepare for a guy like Shohei? He said you have to change locations, make good pitches, and when you do get ahead of him, you got to make sure your pitches, it's good quality pitches, because that's what's going to burn you when you make those mistakes. But Steve, what really stood out is he said you stay one step ahead of him because he's a pitcher too. He thinks along with you. Well, that's just another thing that makes Ohtani so tough.
Now, he's one of the toughest outs around, especially for a right-hand pitcher.
He's reached all 3 times tonight. A leadoff home run and then 2 walks. It's the 13th time in the last 27 games he's reached base at least 3 times in 1 game. Ball 3 from the lefty rock.
Yeah, you say it was a tone setter, it was a strike, right? And so far Ohtani is seeing now 15 pitches today from White Sox hurlers. He's seen 3 pitches over the plate.
He's got that look in the batter's box. He's had it for about a month, I suppose.
Dude, he came out of the womb with that look.
That's full count now.
Shoot.
The payoff pitch. Not even close. Ball 4 and Shohei's 3rd walk of the game. Dalton rushing. He's coming to the mound along with Max Muncy. And Yama's saying it's on me.
We've shown it all afternoon. You know, what has been so great about Yamamoto, and he's just been living on edges. One of the few pitches that he left over the middle part of the plate was a middle, and what an effort. What an absolute great effort by Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
The south side stands. Doesn't matter if they're wearing Dodger blue, black and white.
The pitch count for Yamamoto is 103 through 8. He threw 14 pitches back in that 8th inning. But when you're about to accomplish something like that, pitch count, potentially could throw it out the window.
I've seen one manager take out a pitcher after 8 innings of no-hit ball. It was Preston Gomez with the Padres and a pitcher named Clay Kirby. After 8 no-hit innings, he took him out of the game.
Well, Dave Roberts is not doing that right now.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Peters in the air, down the line in right field. It is gone! Tristan Peters breaks up the no-hitter with a home run here in the 9th.
Dave Roberts coming out. He just had to wait till Vesia got loosened up and ready to go, and Yamamoto will depart. And in a very classy show of baseball knowledge, Sox fans are standing up and giving him that standing ovation. What a job that young man did today. Pretty impressive display for Yamamoto and a whole lot of Sox fans acknowledging what a performance it was.
You said it. It was a very classy move by White Sox fans, giving him a standing ovation, appreciating the effort that they saw here today.
Well, you look at almost a historic performance. Still after the air by Mookie Betts. He carried a no-hitter into the 9th. And Tristan Peters came up and hit it a long way.
Well, we said coming on air today that Yamamoto has been starting to heat up. Over his last 4 starts, he has been incredible. And this was one of the best of his career. Came that close to perfection and a no-hitter. I just liked that when Mookie Betts walked off the field with that error, it was Yamamoto who gave him the little pat that said, we're good.
Nothing you can do. They're all doing their best to make sure that the perfect game stayed intact. That ball came from the grass to the dirt, and you could see the baseball. It gathered overspin, which meant the hop, instead of being where Mookie thought it was a little higher and went off his wrist.
How amazing has the game of baseball been this season?
It's always a great game. Watch this. You see the spin from the grass to the dirt, and Mookie just it's eaten up by that.
All eyes on Chicago this afternoon, as people were wondering if we would witness history. Instead, Yamamoto exits here in the 9th.
7-1 the final score. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the headliner.
All you can do is look in awe of what this man did, and almost got that perfect game, but just a great effort. Answered the question of, will the Dodgers lose 2 in a row? Absolutely not.
And the answer remains no. 29 games since consecutive losses for the Dodgers, 8-0 following a loss since the 13th of May. Yamamoto perfect into the 8th, lost a no-hitter, leading off the top of the 9th on a solo home run, but still an outing that we will remember.
Yoshinobu, you were remarkable today. Of course, perfect through 7 2/3, a no-hitter through 8. When you look at navigating through their lineup, what was the key for you today?
7回途中までパーフェクト、その後まだノーヒット続いてきましたけども、今日この打線相手にするにあたって何が重要でしたか？
ここ最近いい調子で来てたので、自信持って投げることと、とにかくストライクゾーンに思い切り投げていきました。
Yeah, because last couple previous outings, because I was feeling really good and doing great. So today, because the biggest key for me was be just confident and just pound the strike zone.
You did just that. I know there in the 9th, giving up that home run was probably frustrating. You took responsibility afterwards, but what did Dalton Rushing and Max Muncy say to you?
最後ちょっとホームラン出てたんですけども、ラッシングとかマンシーとか、最後マウンドあの後来て何を言われたんですか？
ホームランの後だったんで、なんていうんだろう、どっちかというと時間を取るのを取ってくれるようと、時間してくれて、とりあえずこのまま変わらずあと3つアウト取ろうっていう話をしました。
So that was, right after home run. So they took a little time and a moment for me, and then they told me just let's get 3 more outs.
When you look at just the defense, of course, to get through 8 no-hit innings, you need really good defense behind you. How would you describe the performance your teammates had?
今日すごいいい投球している中で、その守備の方も良かったと思うんですけど、守備に関してはどう思いますか？
すごく助けられて球数少なくいけた場面もすごく多かったですし、いい当たりも間で出てた中でアウトにしてもらえたので、すごく良かったです。
They're tremendous, and then there's a few the contact is clean contact, and then that could be a hit, but they caught it and then they saved me.
So last year you had 8 2/3 no-hit innings. This year 8. Do you feel closer than ever to your first career no-hitter or perfect game?
去年8回と3分の2で今日ここまで投げてノーヒットにだいぶ近づいたと思いますか？
また去年に続き9回にやられたので、やっぱり野球難しいなと思いますし、また練習してね、最後までいけるように頑張ります。
Because I felt like how difficult baseball is, the game is, and then
また練習して。
So I keep practicing, working that hard, and then one day I'd like to get that, because record no-hitter.
Yoshinobu, one day it's going to come. Congratulations still on a remarkable performance today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto with a gem in Chicago. He retired the final 22 hitters in his last start against the Angels. The first 23 batters retired today, 45 in a row overall. Just one shy, Nomar, of the Major League record for consecutive hitters retired. That's just how good he has been, really going back to his last start. It continued today.
Yeah, I think part of me really wanted that record. If you're going to lose the no-hitter, at least, come up with that. Obviously, that didn't happen because of that hop that kind of came up on Mookie Betts there. But you're right. It is indicative of how incredible he really has been. Mentioned before the start, early in the season where he would still find his way. He had a couple of times where he just wasn't as sharp on his command. And boy, his last few outings, it's been spot on and obviously indicative when you retire that many in a row. And all of us glued to the TV. I know you got other games, you got World Cup, you got all sorts of things on TV, but everybody's probably calling your friends like, hey, tune in to the Dodger game. We got a perfect game going on, Yamamoto on the hill. And that's what makes it exciting, and that also tells you how great he's been pitching.
Listen, the people at the World Cup, they have the Spectrum Sportsnet LA app, so they can watch both, especially when Yamamoto was dealing. But we talked about on the pregame show, when he has his A game working, you see that bad hop there on Mookie Betts, just so unfortunate. But when you have Another look, I see that ball come up right there. It hits the really heel of his hand, not even the glove. When you have Yamamoto, splitter, cutter, breaking ball, that slow curveball to go along with that fastball, he is so fun to watch. Gets behind in the count here, 1-0, 7-0 lead. Peters is selling on a fastball, and you know what? He got it and does not miss it. They wanted it in. It leaks middle of the plate. Really the only mistake Yamamoto made all day long, but it just goes to show that Yamamoto, how hard he works. You know, we talked about what he did in the playoffs, what he did in the World Series. Epic performance. I don't know if we're going to see that again, what he did in the World Series. Quick turnaround, WBC. He has a little bit of a hiccup to start the season, but now the last 4, 5, 6 starts, he is really starting to find his footing, and he has been so fun to watch. So another note, no hitters, perfect games. We all know they are so hard to get. Need a little luck involved. Obviously, you need great stuff. I just appreciate Nolan Ryan. 7 no-hitters. Yeah. He pitched in the early 90s. Nolan Ryan, man, he needs some love. 7 of those? Yeah. Insane.
Mookie, I know 9 times out of 10 you make that play there in the 8th. What were you just kind of reading off the ball? It's just one of those things that I've heard the infield can take some interesting hops here. What were you kind of reading on the ball and attempting to make that play?
Just a routine ground ball that I missed. That's not making any excuses.
When Yoshi kind of gave you that tap afterwards in between innings, just to, obviously he's a special guy, but just to kind of have that support, knowing that you guys are all in this together, what does that just kind of moment mean for you, for this team, and just your relationship?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think obviously with the situation going on, it was great, but I think us winning is the most important thing. That's all we care about.
Where were you of the perfect game?
I was very aware. I mean, knew everything going on. I mean, didn't have any extra pressure. Like I said, I'm not making any excuses. I should have made the play.
What goes through your mind when that play happens?
Nothing. I mean, I did everything I did. I did everything I was supposed to do. I just didn't catch the ball.
Did it take a higher hop, that last one, than you were expecting, or?
I think that's for someone else to decide. But I should have caught the ball.
Mookie, you're behind him all afternoon. Can you just talk about how well he pitched?
Yeah, he was in the zone. Kept it out of the middle. I mean, kept him off balance. I mean, that's just Yoshi being Yoshi. You know, I'm glad he's on our team.
What is it about him that's allowed him, not just this year, like last year, to sort of take that no-hitter into the 9th inning, just to have these kind of performances keep
He's just got so many weapons. He's got so many weapons, so many different ways to get you out. And Rush did an awesome job calling pitches back there. Smitty does a really good job. You know, they did a great job mixing it up. And, I mean, he's going about each at bat different. It's just hard to game plan for him.
What were you guys telling Yoshi when Dave came to get him at the end of his outing on the mound?
Just good job. I mean, nothing really you can say outside of a good job. I mean, I think everybody in the world knows he did a good job, so just reassurance.
Kind of lost in the shuffle here after Yoshi pitched well, but how nice is it to have Shohei back in the lineup and to see him send a jolt to you guys early with that home run?
It's great. It's awesome. Obviously, he's the best player in the world, so anytime you can get the best player in the world back in your lineup, it's definitely going to help, and he showed it immediately.
Yeah, bad hop or not, Jerry, I don't think anybody's surprised that Mookie Betts is not going to go on there and talk about any kind of bad hop. He said it was a routine play, and he's not going to make any excuses for not catching the ball.
Well, that's Mookie Betts. Yeah. And obviously, if we're in that position, we're going to say the exact same thing. Now, we can say it objectively as former players who has played on that surface, has played at a variety of big league ballparks. We know what hops look like. We know the anticipation and what you need to do at shortstop. So we're not making excuses. We're just saying the reality of it. Yeah. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. That's how we play the infield, okay? That ball sped up on Mookie with top spin, and you saw it. It didn't even hit him at the top of the glove. It hit him right here on the arm. So we've seen those hops. Nomar's seen those hops. Roberto Alomar's seen those hops. Cal Ripken Jr.'s seen those hops. Max Muncy saw it at third base. Yeah. I would see it from third base, too, whether it was Jeet was at shortstop or whoever. Alex Gonzalez is probably one of the best defensive shortstops I ever played with, had a hop like that. I saw it right away. I'm like, wow, that was dirty. It happens. But here's the thing. Yes, he lost a perfect game. You got to remember, the next inning, and Yamamoto knows it, he gave a home run. Okay, so that they didn't cost any Yamamoto anything. Okay, so once again, Mookie Betts not making excuses because he's a pro. We're not making excuses. We're just telling you facts. Right. Period.
Right. And you know, and there are times, sometimes you still, even with the hop, you come up with it. Sometimes you don't, just like that. So sometimes you get fortunate where you see it and you're like, oh my gosh, I got fortunate I got that, but that came up on me. That's when that times you say, you hear that term, got handcuffed, because that ball really kind of came up on that one hop and it kind of gets you and you feel like you're handcuffed inside your body. But at the same time, yeah, it's not surprising Mookie Betts would say, listen, I should make that play. That's how we all feel. I mentioned that earlier. Like, yeah, you feel like you should make those plays and even with those hops, but you feel horrible. But we definitely saw what happened.
2 of the 3 home runs, the other by Shohei Ohtani, who, of course, back in the lineup today after dealing with some knee inflammation. And right now, Shohei is speaking with Kirsten and the media.
Shohei, what would you say led just to the knee inflammation that had you out of the lineup yesterday, and how would you say you're feeling after this game today?
右膝の炎症の理由とは、で今の状態はどうですか？
状態はまあ悪くはないですかね。昨日一日休んで、はい、朝も感じが良かったので、まあ今日出ることにしましたし、まあ結果としても良かったので、また明日から継続して不安なくいけるんじゃないかなと思ってます。
Yeah, I felt good waking up in the morning. Feel good now, so I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to, stay healthy and should be good to go tomorrow as well.
Do you know what caused it, and is it related at all to what you went through with the surgery in 2019?
原因はで2019年の手術にから起きたなんかその原因。
なんですよね。これといって突発的に1回でやったわけではないので、このプレーっていう特定ができないんですけど、まあおそらく前回登板の投げ方的にそこまで良くなかったのでっていう感じじゃないかなとは思ってます。
It's actually hard to pinpoint at what moment this happened. All I can really know for sure is that I think my mechanics wasn't quite great in terms of my pitching side, so I believe that had something to do with this.
Did you feel anything throwing today, and what's your level of confidence that you'll be able to start on the mound Wednesday?
キャッチボールの感覚とで次の登板できそうですか？
そうですね。まあ0、100ではなかったですけど、はい。まああと3日とか4日ですかね、あるので十分にまあ回復しながら調整できるんじゃないかなと思ってます。
Yeah, I wasn't 100% today, but with the next 3-4 days, I feel pretty confident with enough recovery that I should be able to make the next start.
Thanks.
All right, so maybe he wasn't 100% out there today, Jerry, but I think both of you guys say this time of year, nobody's really 100%. All I know is Shohei Ohtani is still an incredible baseball player, and he showed that to start the game.
You know what? And also is humble. He watches the show. We said on the pregame show, hey, you know what? Why don't you hit a home run, just jog around the bases, take care of that. Like, we're going to go access 360 and breakdown and show you that the big show actually listens to us. He's going to get a fastball 1-0. They want to come in on show. I don't know why. They miss inner half. In my mind, he hits the glove, but ball didn't get to the glove. Great job of Shohei Ohtani staying inside this fastball, about 96 mile an hour coming in, about 112 going out, head down on contact. Look at him stay back and fire those hands. I mean, we talk about buggy whip. That's what the big show has. The hang time, 4.5 seconds. That's how fast that ball got out in a hurry. That's right. It's showtime in Chicago. Shohei Ohtani putting on a show for the South Side fans out there and putting us on the board 1-0 right away and give us that lead.
Mark Yoshinobu obviously was excellent today, but even when you look at his last 2 starts, what stands out to you that's allowing, just for whether it's the consecutive outs or just allowing him to be in a position to get through 8 no-hit innings?
I mean, it's just going to continue to do what he did last year in the playoffs. I mean, he's surgical with all his pitches, gives different looks, messes with timings. He can attack the outside part of the plate, he can go to the inside part of the plate with just different things. So I think, from a hitter's perspective, it's got to be really hard to zero in on a specific pitch or a specific location. And today, for the most part, he missed his spots a few times today, but for the most part, he was living right on the edge of the zone the entire time. And so got his weak contact. It's a very good team. It's a very tough team. They're very aggressive in zone, but they don't chase a ton. I think we saw that last night. And so I think, Yama just came in with the attack of like, I need to be really aggressive in zone, and he did that from pitch one.
Can you describe what it was like? Obviously, in between innings, he goes to his notebook, but can you just describe how you guys were working through and navigating through their lineup?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing we've been doing, since last August, just really trying to get a handle on the first 3 batters of each inning. How did we attack them last time? How are we going to attack them this time? Sometimes we stay the same, sometimes we change some things up, some of it's game dependent. So a lot of it's just really making sure he's in a good position to go out there be confident and convicted in the throw and the pitches that he's going to make, early in counts. And today was, again, he's special. We all know that. But against it is a really good team. And I can't reiterate enough of, watching them play, watching them what they've done over the last month, to him be able to go out, not know a lot of these hitters, and be able to just kind of go through them was pretty impressive.
Going into those last 2 innings, how confident were you that he'd be able to complete either a perfect game or a no-hitter?
I think obviously every time he takes the mound, I think we feel pretty good that he's got a chance to do something special. And I think when, he got that quick inning there, I can't remember, that was the 6th or the 7th, felt like he at least was going to be in striking distance from a pitch count. But it's pitch to pitch, it's batter to batter. He's really good at compartmentalizing what's going on, and for him, that's just attacking each pitch, with conviction and being confident in what he's throwing. He got some great plays at times to help him out. But at the end of the day, he threw all his pitches where he wanted. The split was working. His fastball at the bottom of the zone was good. It was working up and in to the lefties. Used the cutter a lot more today, and that seemed to really kind of keep them off balance as well. And then, he just mixes in a random curveball here and there, just to kind of keep them guessing. So, I think we felt pretty good about it, but we feel pretty good about it almost, as soon as he gets through the first inning, sometimes we feel pretty good about it. So, it was another special night for him. It was great to watch.
He's been saying the last couple starts he's been just kind of trying some new stuff. Like, how is that more like sequencing stuff? And like, what does it kind of say about a guy who's like messing with stuff and then obviously putting up the results?
I wouldn't say he's messing. Messing is, not sure if you can be convicted in doing it. I mean, he's be able to, I think what we're referring to is his ability to throw a backdoor 2-seamer and a backdoor cutter at different times. Front hip is 2-seamer, front hip is cutter. Again, he can attack the plate on both sides from ball to strike, probably better than anybody I've ever seen. He has that ability when he's on to be able to do that, and that makes it tough on hitters because they don't know if the ball's coming from the right side or the left side, coming at them and going in. So he did a lot of really good things to keep guys off balance. I think he watched what their game plan yesterday and then tried to adjust how he was going to attack guys. And so that's what makes him special. Again, it's not just the amount of pitches, it's the ability to throw them in 4 different quadrants and have a pretty good execution, efficiency with it. So that's what makes him special. It's not a, he's trying things. He knows the right situations where he can get away with those things if he does miss his spots, but he's very calculated when he does it.
Dalton, obviously Yoshinobu was excellent today. Just can you describe what it was like working with him, navigating through their lineup, and how he was truly pinpointing his pitches?
Yeah, everything was on. Makes things a little easier on you. He got strike one a lot. From a hitting side, that's very hard to battle out of a hole against a guy like that with 6 different pitches. And yeah, obviously I can't say anything else other than it was really, really, really fun to work with him today.
You were in Baltimore last year when he had that. Like, when he's having nights like this, what sort of stands out about when as he's kind of piling up 0 after 0 and not having a base runner on?
I think it's just baseball. It's sucks, like you said. 2 years in a row. To lose it like that, it's frustrating, and sometimes you kind of feel a little guilty. Even so, like I said, it's just baseball. But yeah, I think it just shows you the pitcher that he is, the amount of times that he can go out there and do something like that and carry a no-hitter into the 8th inning, and obviously it's a special talent.
At what point did it start kind of dawning on you, like the perfect game no-hitter thing today?
When you think about it, once you get to like the 6th, 7th. But honestly, I guess last year in Baltimore taught us a lot as far as like when it can be taken from you. And yeah, I was a little heated in the 9th inning after we get the 1, and then a guy that has should jumped on a pitch that was really decently executed. And yeah, I know we're going to have more opportunities with Yoshi like that, and I'm looking forward to him.
How did you see some of the stuff that you were working, or that he was working on last time, and I guess experimenting with last start, carry over into this one?
I mean, he's always trying to add a new trick in his book. I think honestly, it's just like he wants to trick the hitter as much as possible, and not many pitchers can think that way. And it's obviously a strength of his to put the baseball where he wants. So he did a great job of that today, and you got to obviously see that towards the end of the game as well.
The home run pitch was a fastball at the top of the zone. Is that what you were looking to do against that guy?
Yeah. He was throwing 97 all night, so that's usually a pretty good pitch at the top of the zone.
I was prepared for some kind of history here today. I'm frankly a little surprised it didn't happen just because of the way he was throwing here. But then again, it's baseball, and we see a lot of these get broken up.
Is I say what I think when I told you inside the room?
Yes.
I want to be a perfect game.
Because?
It's another loss.
It's history.
It's another loss.
Oh, it's another loss.
When you play in the perfect game against you,
yeah,
it's one loss.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
So why do you want a perfect game?
Because it's history.
That's why I wanted to
it's like
see it. If you're going to lose, give me a perfect game.
You don't want. A lot of people say, "Oh my God, the perfect game." Then they not hit them. No, I want that happen because listen, it's not as a manager. It happened to me as a manager. It's not as a player. It's like for baseball. It's like what's the difference? We have perfect game, no hitter, and lose the game by get shut out.
In the end, it's the same thing. Yes.
This is one game.
Yeah. No, if you're in that dugout for the White Sox, you don't want to get no hit. You don't want to get a perfect game thrown against you. So I see what from that perspective, the competitor in you is like, no, let's get a hit, let's get a run. A loss is a loss.
We will not see history. It's going to
That's history.
But yes, it's going to be very good history.
Yeah.
And by the way, it just Yamamoto. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
He has been pitching great since they bring him from Japan. I think he got a little.
Yeah. He's been really good recently.
Unreal.
Hold on, we got to share what we saw before the game. This is a good time to talk about it, right?
Yes.
The long toss. So we're sitting here before the game. You've been around baseball for how long?
20 years. No, in
20.
the big league, 16. I was 16 and 60.
Yes.
I'm 41.
You've watched a lot of pitchers warm up.
41.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Now, I don't know how well known this is. Maybe Dodger fans know this, but we look over, or you saw it first. We look over here. We're doing our pregame show, and there's Yamamoto warming up, and he's doing this. He's preparing like he's on the mound.
But he did prepare.
And he is near the warning track in left center. And he is long tossing all the way to foul territory on the first base side. The ball is not a lollipop. It is like thrown on like a dart. And he kept doing it over and over and over again. And we're like, this guy is
No, I told you.
special. What's going on there?
Hey, Chuck, look at that.
I know.
I hear before that happened
Yeah.
with Freddie Garcia.
Yeah.
I never see it. You know, they can tell me stuff. I never see it. When I see something, I'm sure 100% say, yes, I did. I never see that. When I see you that, I go, Chuck, look at this. That's amazing. Poor guy. He was catching the ball and throw back to it.
He has to throw back.
Sometimes.
And why do they do it?
People get lost just to sting his arm.
To extend it to warm up.
Yeah, but people get lost just like, you know what I mean? This guy, like.
He's very mechanical. Took a
it's
long
funny,
time.
Put his hand there.
Yeah.
Put it up there. I go, can you please throw the ball? We can see you.
And then he
so I
threw
go,
it.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, people, you want to throw no hitter or one perfect game or one hitter? Follow him.
Yeah, I mean that was.
That's
I mean,
insane.
so I was like, there's something unique about him, and just look what he had done in his previous 4 starts coming into today. I mean, he was locked in, not just against the White Sox, but I mean, this is some good stuff here. Previous 4 starts, he had a 0.99 ERA, 25 strikeouts, 5 walks. He had never thrown a complete game. But in his previous outing, he went 8 innings, gave up 1 run on 2 hits against the Angels. The start before that, 5 1/3, 10 Ks. So, like, this guy is feeling it coming into this one. So our player of the game presented by Yingling Flight. Yes, it is Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And the White Sox offense He scored 8 runs last night, but a pitcher, like a goalie in hockey, can stifle an offense, and he was doing that today. What'd you see from him?
Well, a lot of people talk about Ohtani pitching, and people forgot about Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Yamamoto, he's the guy who go there and get you in. By the way, I think he was an MVP at the World Series last year. Throw the ball great. It's funny, guys. Hey, the ball race.
Yeah, it was rising.
The rising. One thing about it, they call him chuto. The fastball, chuto. But it's not about chuto. It's about place the ball in the right part of the plate. All the song throw a very good breaking ball. He just he's the type of guy you cannot sit in one pitch. Yeah. Because he's going to throw you any pitch, any count. A pitcher, when you are ahead of the count, they're going to get you.
All right, so he had 21 up, 21 down, through 7. He was 89 pitches through 7. Some of these pitches, I mean, that's just wicked stuff there. Did not have too many 3-ball counts. Score the 8th. Colson Montgomery will get to a full count on his bobblehead day here. He crushes it, but right at Freddie Freeman. So that's an out. And that's when we're like, okay, he's probably going to get it. Then Brady Montgomery grounds out to Mookie Betts. We'll hear from Mookie or see Mookie. Actually, we're going to hear from Mookie, hopefully, post-game here. Then Chase Mydroth. Here it is, a 22-game on-base streak. What happened?
I don't know. It's really funny. Making errors in this field with Rogers spent years and years. Oh, he take it back. I don't think he had back. I think he did it to the back half, went through it. It's not easy.
All right, Jacob Gonzalez then grounds out, and then Yamamoto, watch what he does here. He sees Mookie in the dugout. I think he kind of like pats him on the rear and says, hey, it's okay. Because, I mean, to be Mookie in a situation where you could potentially cost somebody
okay, you know how many
a perfect game.
You know how many times Mookie Betts did it to his team?
Did it to his team.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, because they made a mistake.
Millions of times. Maybe this is the first time the team go, don't worry. But by the way, it was a weird hop to him. He did. Remember, Mookie is not a shortstop. He's a great athlete. He can play anywhere he wants to. But I think in that playing that field, you're not going to see that many weird stuff. Godfather, the Subfather.
The Sodfather.
Subfather made that happen. I remember.
Wait. You're saying Roger Bossard made the perfect game come to an end?
Yes. Just in baseball, it's just everything is a margin.
That's why there are so few perfect games.
Pitch is a margin. Strike of balls is a margin. Errors on base is a margin. Every 10 is a margin. It's just a couple inches away to be perfect. And today, I don't want to be hypocrite. I want the perfect game.
Yeah, well, this is what happened.
You can tell them I won the perfect game.
I know. You just said it on the air. You're on television.
I won a perfect game.
Yeah, you didn't get it.
That's another loss. But I think it'll be history. And I think tomorrow, the White Sox going to show up the way they show up every time they lose a game.
That's a great
I got
point.
it here. I got it in my book here.
Yeah.
Hey, my boy's going to show up
there
tomorrow.
It is, the computer.
Right here. My English is not that good. But I say my boy's going to show up tomorrow the same way, no matter what happens today.
I read Guianese and I can interpret it. So I see what you're doing. You saw what you did there. 9th inning now. I mean, there's still a no-hitter. I mean, no-hitters are extremely rare still and special. Or Yamamoto is going to pitch. He's going to pitch the 9th tomorrow.
He almost threw a no-hitter. Yamamoto, hey, let's go back in the bullpen. Oh, my God. God bless baseball.
Tristan Peters breaks up the no-hitter in the 9th. Let's hear from Tristan Peters.
What did Yamamoto do that made him so effective the whole game today?
He just commanded the zone really well. Didn't give us a lot to do a lot of damage on. Just nibbled the edges.
So you're down 7-0 going into the 9th inning, so one hit is not going to change the complexion of the game, but nonetheless you didn't have one. So what are you thinking when you go into that last at-bat?
Obviously, I mean, we don't want to get no hit. And I think we put good at-bats together too throughout the game. We had some hard lineouts. And, I was just I saw him well today. I felt really good about it, and so I was just trying to see it well that last at-bat and to damage.
Looked like you're using a little body language on that. Did you think it was foul or fair? Did you know? What did you think when it left your bat there?
Yeah, I mean, off the bat, I knew it had a distance, but I knew it was right down the line, and I was just praying it would go stay fair.
Was there any drop off as far as his stuff went the last couple of innings that you could notice?
Honestly, not really. His velo stayed pretty similar the entire game. I think maybe his command a little bit, but I mean, the way he's able to, his stamina is pretty incredible.
What does it say about just the game? Last night, you guys are knocking the ball over the park, and today you guys come very close to getting a perfect game thrown against you. I mean, just what does that say about the nature of this sport to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just shows the ups and downs of baseball that a team can go through and an offense can go through. I wouldn't even say we had a bad offensive day either. I think we put together some good at bats and we hit the ball hard. So, I mean, that's just baseball.
Do you think you faced anybody that's better than him?
Like me personally, or as a team? Yeah. I'd have to say he's probably the best command of the zone that I've ever faced. His stuff is good, but I mean, just the way he commands the zone and his presence is really good.
Mookie Betts said, I missed it. I'm not making any excuses. I should have caught the ball. You played shortstop. Tell me about that hop.
He take it by hop. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes when you play infield, and he was one of the best infielder next to him, Mickey Rojas. Unbelievable. I see a lot of shortstop, Miguel Rojas, one of the best. And he just sit there, thought they got to be clean back. All of a sudden, he's something, and the ball come out to his chest. He can't do nothing about it. And that ball go through your legs, like, hey. Yeah. I said, Mookie, don't feel bad about it, bro. Don't feel bad about it. It's just take it by hop. Whoever playing field, they know his by hop is. You cannot move back because a lot of people, okay, by hop, move back. He just got him so close and so fast, he can do anything to make that play. Easy as that. Sorry. Easy as that. He lose a perfect game? Good. Is his fault? Yes, because we error. But people play this game, people play that position, they know exactly you not do anything bad. The ball is taken by half on you.
Ohtani, he doesn't play in the AL Central. They don't face him very much.
My guys, it's out of this league.
Yeah.
It's somewhere else. But why you not pitch inside?
Yeah.
Pitch inside and see what happens.
Will, obviously not the results that you wanted, but just how much can you just kind of tip your cap to Yamamoto in the game he pitched today?
Yeah, obviously that's as good an outing that we've seen from an opponent. There was just not a lot to hit. He threw a ton of strikes, just really stayed on the edges, hit a couple balls hard right at guys, and just really, really good outing by him.